All right, Brent. I just wanted to make a quick little video for you to try to explain a couple of concepts that it was clear you maybe weren't getting as you designed your dice game, and I want to try to iron these out before you try to create the card game here. Okay, don't forget all your sub procedures and functions should have a comment, and it doesn't have to be pre-post comment kind of thing, but at least one comment that explains what that sub procedure function does. So I put this one in here that says it's getting a number for the die and assigning the correct picture, right? Now, it's important to note you made this sub procedure pictures, okay? If you don't explicitly assign these as certain types of variables, they just default to be objects, which is not what you want. And also, if you don't say whether they're by value or by reference, they just default to by value. Now, not a big deal for int side because that is what we want it. We're sending it a number and we don't want that number to be changed, but we should say it's an integer here instead of an object. And then here for the picture box now, this is by reference because we're going to have this generic picture box here in the sub procedure that gets assigned a picture. And that way, when we create it generically like this, we can reuse it over and over again. So I've got a picture box in here, and I got it side. Now, couple of things here. Really, it's okay with me if you use if-then instead of select case as a type of thing, but really, yeah, I guess we do have to change this up a little bit because what we're looking at, we really just want int side as the number we want to look at, right? And really then all the rest of these are kind of the same logic structure where if the side is 2, then we do the next thing, right? And so the rest of these would be else ifs of the same structure if we're doing it like this, right? So let me type these in real quick. Because this is just one whole little logic thing here where I'm looking at the number getting sent and I'm going to assign the picture box then, right? And so that's always the fun thing is editing. Oh, someone else's code on the fly here. Got an extra end if in here. And it seems to me I messed this up a little bit. Okay, I think we got it now as far as where we're at. But now the other thing too is, here again, generic reusable code. This is just, oops, I should say, not pick box, pick die is what we're going to call it. And no me, because me refers to a picture box on this form, right? We're not doing that. We're just making this generic picture box that doesn't apply directly to anything. Right now, whatever picture box gets sent here is the picture box that we're going to change because it's being sent here by reference. So it's an empty picture box that I'm going to put a picture in based on the number that gets sent here. So now the real powerful thing here is once I have that, excuse me, the rest of this is unnecessary. I'm just going to comment it out now so it's not seen as code in there. So this is all I need. I'm going to send this sub procedure the number that represents the side and the picture box each time, and this is going to assign that picture box that gets sent. So up here, where you were calling each of these, instead of sending a number here, that inside already has the random number that represents it, right? We're going to send pick die 1 for the first one, pick die 2, right? So each time we're calling it, we're sending it that number inside as an argument, and we're sending it the picture box as an argument. The difference is the inside is by value, so the sub-procedure can't change it, and the picture box is by reference, so it can change it, and we want it to change it because we want it to assign a picture to it. So now each of these call statements sends that number down there that it got from the random number function. That part's fine. But it's also setting the picture box there so that the picture box can get assigned. See, there's my thing showing up there, right? So with a lot less code, and that's the point, we can have this reusable block of code. This is assigning an image to every picture box that gets sent to it. And the really neat thing here is, so tomorrow we decide we want 10 dice in the game. Don't need to add anything to this. I just call it 5 more times with the other picture boxes getting sent to it. Does that make sense? I hope so. If you have questions about it, let me know. Now, as far as you still having this wager thing up here is kind of, it's kind of one of those things. This is kind of how you ended up designing it. You could have easily put all of this code about figuring out the who won and that kind of thing. Could have just been in the roll event up here. And if it was, then you could have made a function basically that put up this message box and got the wager and sent. You mentioned int wager in this procedure, sent it there by reference, and the input box would change that variable. So because another thing here, I won't take you through all that, me trying to edit your code. When you send something by reference, that allows you to get it out of this global variable space because you're sending it from one procedure to another and letting the other procedure basically enter that data into that variable. Important thing because global variables are taking up memory the whole time, so we get a little bit more efficient memory use if we keep them inside of procedures. Also, we keep the data a little bit more secure. It's not just out there in space the whole time. So hopefully that makes sense. It's a really important thing to understand because those little changes eliminated all this code from your program and make a much more scalable program as well because of that. If you have questions, let me know.